everyone. Welcome to my YouTube channel, Love for Intuitive Astrology. So, my name is Michelle, and I'm an intuitive astrologer. And on this YouTube channel, we focus on personal development, your spiritual journey, okay? And I'm using astrology, channeling, and my intuition to help you with that growth. Okay. So today I'm going to talk about the upcoming month of August 2025. It's going to be uploaded a little bit later than usual, but that was because of my personal alignments, because we had this south node with Mars and I was right on my Mercury. So I wanted to make sure that cooled down a little bit. So I'm going to talk about this month in general. So we're going to dive into the different aspects, and then we're going to go to each and every single sign. Most accurate is your ascendant sign, okay? Because that will make most sense with the transits. But you can also watch your moon sign and your sun sign for additional information, okay? So the month of August, I was looking at this month and I thought, how can I kind of describe this month, right? Because there are so many aspects happening. And I'm going to cover the most important ones, okay? Because otherwise, I'm going to sit here for 6 hours explaining all of them. But I would say this month is going to be. It's going to be quite chaotic. So there's a lot of really good things happening. And then there's maybe these small things that you need to resolve. And there's also some karmic stuff that will come up, like small things. It won't be major for most of you, okay? So, but definitely also really good things. And we're going to dive into that as well. So, at the beginning of the month, we will have Venus in Cancer. And, Venus is doing quite well in Cancer. It's very nurturing, right? And at the beginning of the month, there will be a little bit of a challenge because it's going to be in a square with Saturn. And this will be more or less up until the 6th of August. So, up until this time, you might be having some old heart pains, maybe a heart breaking situation is happening that you're going to recover from. This can definitely also be something from the past or something that's been already in your heart area that you haven't released yet. Because us humans, we are really good at storing a lot of energy in our body and suppress our emotions because there's so much to do. Like sometimes we are so busy and there's no time to actually face your trauma. So sometimes when you sit still and you relax, right, the trauma is coming up. And people are like, after all these years, how is it possible that suddenly this thing is coming up and it's kind of a big deal? This is because we suppress it. And when you're working a lot or when you have to take care of your family, sometimes it's just not the right time. So it's almost when there's space for it to be released. So you're not going backwards. Like some people think that when this happens, that you're going backwards on your journey and something is off. It's literally healing. Okay. And this month we'll also see a lot of healing. So there's an opportunity to find peace and to forgive others, forgive yourself. Okay, so there can be a huge release happening. So at the beginning of the month, it might be coming up, and after that, you have an opportunity to heal that. Okay, so we have Mercury retrograde as well in the sign. So Mercury is in the sign of Leo, and that will be up until the 10th of August. So usually, you have some after period in which it's kind of still present. So to be safe, if you want to sign any contract or if you want to buy any electronics, I would wait until a few more few more weeks, a few more days after, okay? Like up until like a week after. And if you do need to sign anything, I always say get a second opinion or read something like a contract a few times, okay? Especially if you get like a new contract for, energy contract or a new contract for insurance, all these kind of things. They have small letters, could be for a new job as well, that you read everything very clearly. Because often something is overlooked. And this happened with me as well in the past, that I signed a contract, and actually the day when I was there, they removed something from the contract that was there before. And that was about the bonuses I was going to get, and it wasn't in the contract anymore. And apparently they did that to a few people in the team as well, because usually you read it at home, but when you're in the situation, like, you're not paying as well attention, especially when it's Mercury retrograde. So it's small things like that, okay? And we do have also Mercury retrograde in opposition with Pluto. So situations like I just said, be very aware, okay, of the small letters, okay, small letters in contracts, any type of contract that you're gonna sign, okay? So then we have, yeah, because Mercury opposite Pluto is going to be up until around the 19th of August. Okay. So be very aware. This is also a placement that can bring up some, I would say, untruths. Like people could be not telling the truth completely, but also Pluto likes to reveal the truth. Okay. So anything that maybe has been told to you in the past, it will come up that maybe something wasn't true. Okay. And it's up to you what to do with that, right? Because ultimately the truth will come out, and it could be much later, because we always hope that it comes out very soon, but it comes out at the right time. And also, sometimes we have to let the universe do its job. Like sometimes we want to take revenge, or we want to do something back. But keep in mind, very often the people that do something to others, they will get the same done to them. This is what the lesson is teaching them. So it's always the best karmically to walk away and to make sure and to believe that they will get the lesson that they need. And if they don't get it in this lifetime, they'll get it in another lifetime, okay? But they will get the lesson. So on the 9th of August, we're going to have a full moon in the sign of Aquarius. Now, the moon and Aquarius are not the best match, but also not the worst match, okay? Because Aquarius is an air sign, so this is all about, oh, there's a lot of barking going on. I don't know if you hear that, because I think that Zoom is cutting out outside sounds, which is really good. But my partner just came home and the dog is like super excited right now. So, anyways, I'm going to continue. So, the moon in Aquarius. So, air signs are more in their minds. That's why they're so brilliant, right? They can think of many ideas. And when the moon is here, there could be a bit of a conflict between what you're feeling and what you're thinking. Okay. Like, how are you going to get the best alignment in that? And Aquarius is all about equality, wanting equality. Okay. And it's in an opposition, which always happens during full moon, with Leo. And both these signs like to be expressing their unique selves. So here you're going to think about, how can I express myself in a unique way? And we're going to look at the area, of course, in the different signs that are coming up, and see how you can express yourself in a more unique way in a certain area of your life. Now, another really beautiful alignment that is happening is Venus is in a conjunction with Jupiter, okay? And that will already kind of start a few days before, and it will last a few days after this full moon. And what I usually see, because there's two things with this alignment, because Jupiter expands everything it touches, right? So when it touches Venus, it's going to expand the energy of Venus. And that's very nice, because Jupiter is exalted in Cancer and Venus is definitely comfortable there as well. It's a very nurturing energy. So people are going to feel like nurturing, people are going to feel like maybe spending time with family. It could be that your family is supporting you right now. But at the same time, this is quite a lazy energy, okay? Because Venus doesn't like to work very hard. And I've seen this in charts with clients sometimes, that it's very hard for them to move forward, because if you don't have any squares or any conflicts or anything that's going to make you kind of pissed off and make you overcome obstacles, because like Venus and Jupiter is like a Buddha. I want to be comfortable. It's really Buddha, because Buddha didn't want to be comfortable, but it's like, just I want to be in peace. I want to be in harmony. I want to maybe even stay at home or go for nice dinners. I don't like anything uncomfortable, right? So this is kind of the energy. Like I don't want to do anything uncomfortable. I want to feel comfortable about my things. I want to feel comfortable about my life. Also, Cancer is about the home. So you might want to spend your time at home, ordering food, feeling very nice and cozy. And you don't want to really deal with all the uncomfortable things, okay? But in general, this full moon is really nice, okay? It's a really nice moon. We have some really good aspects with Mercury as well. Um, it's still retrograde, so it will station direct the day after, but it's in a sextile with Mars, okay? So Mars in Libra is a little bit wishy-washy, and Mars is in an opposition with Saturn, okay? So here you're going to have a little bit of a conflict, maybe in relationships, because Libra is about harmony, relationships. So you could be getting a bit upset about not feeling comfortable 100%, because this conjunction that's coming up wants to be very comfortable. You can earn good money during this day, definitely, but also you could be spending a lot of money. So be very aware that, if you earn it, that you don't overspend it, because Venus likes to treat themselves. But, if the money is there, do treat yourself, okay? Go for a nice dinner, maybe buy some new clothes, but no luxury items that are electronics. I would wait a few more days for that, okay? Um, so Mercury is in a sextile with Uranus. Uranus is in the sign of Gemini, okay? Went in the sign of Gemini um, in July. And this is really creating a bit of a restless energy, but also people will have lots of ideas, especially by the end of the month. It's this new moon in Virgo. I'm going to go deeper into that later. But yeah, this full moon in Aquarius will happen, by the way, at 16 degrees and 59 minutes. So check in your chart if you have any planets around 16 degrees Aquarius, okay? So relationships will be under the loop, and you are working, because we have Saturn in a very tight conjunction, both at 1 degree. Um, at 1 degree, so in a conjunction with Neptune. So here there is a massive potential to burn down karma. I already said it before, because Neptune dissolves everything it touches. It touches the planet of karma. It's in the sign of leadership. It's in the sign of your identity. Aries is about your identity. It's about bold moves. So what is blocking you from being fully your authentic self, right? And I know, like, sometimes in astrology, people that want to hear boring messages, but something so small can change everything, right? Like, sometimes when you have a reading, that people want to hear big things, but actually sometimes the smallest things have the biggest impact. Even the worst times have the best impact, okay? So it's like every time in your life, if you welcome it, even though it's hard, it's gonna change everything, okay? Because even in my own life, like, I'm very open about my own obstacles and my own struggles. I think it's very normal. They need to happen for people to change, because if everything goes so smooth and so perfect all the time, what are we learning, right? So yeah, we lost everything last year. We invested in the wrong thing. We lost everything. It was, you know, at first it was heartbreaking, but it turned out the biggest blessing ever, because I started doubting about everything in my life, right? And I was running a marketing agency. I was doing astrology. I was juggling so many things. And I was basically already quite overworked, working so many hours a day for many, many, many years. Like I've been working since I'm 12 and I had like very little breaks in between, always doing something, even when I was traveling, always doing something. So I've been taking a lot of rest this year and it's turned out the biggest blessing, like understanding that you can create from peace as well instead of stress. Um, my relationship became much stronger because of all this. And, you know, we learned that, what is money? Like you need it to survive, but also is it the main driving thing? Should that be the main driving thing, or should we find like deeper fulfillment? So many realizations that we decided to take a bit of a slower life. Um, Maybe a lot less income from that, but more peace, more healing, and really going on the spiritual journey. No more joking, leaving all the bad stuff behind, like, diet. Um, yeah, like going more serious on the spiritual path. Anyways, I wanted to share that because, you know, I know a lot of people online, they present themselves as so perfect, but it's more how you deal with things because everything can happen at any moment. Anything can be taken away at any moment. People don't realize that, right? Like sometimes you're in a really good period. I can see that in astrology, but things can change for the better, for the worse. And it's really up to you how you deal with changes, right? Because everything changes all the time. And this month is a beautiful, beautiful month for healing. And also, it's a beautiful month for a new destiny, okay? So we have the North Node trine Jupiter, okay? And this is gonna be trine for well, from more or less um, the full moon until the end of the month, okay? And this trine because we have Jupiter now in a water sign in Cancer, right? Exalted. It's touching Venus, very nice. Treat yourself, all these things that you deserve, right? Take a bath because Cancer loves water. Take a swim, go to the beach, all those things. And it's in a trine with the North Node. So sometimes, this is where I was getting with my story. Sometimes relaxing is giving you the ideas that you need. Okay. So a lot of you might be going on a holiday and something is going to click because your minds, there's going to be a lot of ideas coming up. We have so many aspects with Mercury and so many ideas might be coming up. So take your journal, take some notes and write them down because you might come back to them later. A lot of things maybe from the past that you write down and they make sense now. Okay, this happened to me because of this and because of that. And what did it take you? Like sometimes good to go back and really learn from that. And a new destiny might be opening up for you. Okay, and we're going to look in to all the different signs to see for which house that's going to be in for you. You can also check in your own chart. It's the most accurate, right? But yeah, we have this beautiful alignment, and also a lot of you are going to gain so much wisdom because Jupiter is about wisdom, it's about intuition. So when is your intuition working? When you're calm, when you're in peace, right? Intuition and water is very related to the feminine, which is leaning back and letting things come to you. And feminine energy, we all have it, men have it, we all have masculine and feminine energy. And you're the most in harmony when those two energies are in harmony as well, right? Um, so, yeah, there is this part of you that will get new insights to where you need to go, but it's related to water. So it needs to flow. Now we are in Leo season. So Leo is, up until the 23rd of August, we're going to have Leo season. And Leo loves to have passion, is really all about expressing yourself and finding unique ways to do so. right? The full moon in Aquarius is telling you, maybe you can express yourself uniquely, but Aquarius is telling everyone's unique. Everyone's unique. Like Leo wants to stand out, and standing out is good, right? So this balance between these two sides are telling you you need to stand out and see everyone as as unique. Everyone has their own unique gifts, right? That we sharing with the world. And that gift is gonna be not for everyone. It's for the right people that will resonate with you. They will find your YouTube channel, for example, or they will find your crafts and they will buy them. Okay. So don't let yourself be stopped by obstacles of doing the things you love, right? And like Saturn and Neptune are taking down those layers. And now I'm going to this new moon in Virgo. And we have this new moon in Virgo in a trine with Chiron. So here we're talking about healing, right? And Virgo is ruled by Mercury and it's in a square with Uranus. Okay. And Uranus, right? We have Gemini also ruled by Mercury. And Uranus is about everything unexpected, it's about community. So, like I said, there are going to be some really good ideas, new inventions that are going to come up, and they could be a bit shocking. So, even on a worldwide level, like something new might be invented or might be presented that might be a little bit shocking, but it's something that goes towards the future because Uranus is really focused on futuristic things. Some of you might be speaking up, like some people might be having shocking news that they want to spread, something they want to share with the world, right? But that could be a shocking message that might be very healing. At the same time, Virgo likes to organize their things, so getting stuff organized. But as a Virgo myself, I would say not everyone is the OCD type of Virgo energy, right? Like sometimes it's just organizing everything in the mind because we're talking about Mercury here, right? So a lot of times it's about planning in the mind. So there's a lot of planning in the mind going on. And this energy is shared with everyone. So yeah, get your agenda in order, get your stuff in order. Maybe you're going to start something new in September. So by the end of August, you kind of want to plan ahead and see, what can I do to make the best planning for yourself? It's also time to look at your health, right? Because Virgo rules the sixth house. It's all about your health. Are you on the right diet? Is there something, because it's in a trine with Chiron. And are you an emotional eater, for example? And what can you do about it? How can you heal that? Because Chiron in Aries is about wound within, yourself. So people on a global level right now, on a collective, we are healing ourselves. And what we see is a split. Like some people are healing themselves and some people are refusing to heal themselves. And, they are kind of dissociating. So, they are going out of their body to not face what is actually there. And that's also okay. That's also a choice. So there is this huge split that you can see that is happening. And, but it's important to face those wounds if you want to grow. And sometimes you have to go over an obstacle and over a pain and sit through it to go to the next level, right? This is how spirituality works. This is how, for example, you get the relationship that you want or the job that you want, to find your authentic self and not do something because that would be better for the outside world, right? That would probably you will gain more money if you did this, that, and that. Depends on your chart, of course, but for now, globally, it's like, yeah, why don't you come as yourself? Because coming as yourself is most authentic to you. And, some people will love it and some people don't, but at least you are honest with yourself. Really important right now. Um, So yeah, new moon in Virgo is gonna make you think. Lots of ideas. Venus is in a trine with Saturn and Neptune. So they are really also in the picture this month, okay? So it's a really comfortable month. There's so many good things, opportunities, new destiny, and a few hiccups that are there to show you what you need to remove, what needs to be taken aside. Okay, we have Venus in an opposition with Pluto, so any kind of maybe jealousy that you're feeling among family members, because we're talking about Venus in Cancer. It's in an opposition with Pluto. Pluto is in Aquarius, and this is about equality. So any jealousy that's coming up in like family dynamics, or things that are coming up about houses, their house is better than my house, I should have, and then the question comes up, what's really important, right? What's really important? So Venus is in a trine with Saturn and Neptune, and it's really saying, what matters to you most? Is it like stuff, or is it good company, or is it decorating the house that you want, but it doesn't need to be like super luxurious, but that it feels good. It's a water sign, it should feel good, energetically feel good, right? So I think I'm gonna leave it at that, because there's so many aspects this month and I could talk forever. And, I got a comment about my video that I didn't cover everything, but the thing is that sometimes it's a lot. And I'm trying to make separate videos for the new moon and full moon, so we cover everything. So the whole month overview is just a general month overview for all the signs, kind of in general what you can expect. I also do private readings, right? Check out my website. I have a coaching program. I teach astrology, all one-on-one for now, because I really enjoy that. I really like to talk to people one-on-one, and I write reports, not written by AI. Okay, yeah. Recently bought a book to study a bit into Vedic astrology, and it was fully written by AI. So eventually, I could send it back. That was good. But it's like, yeah, that's the dark side of AI, right? Which is like Pluto in Aquarius, that people are trying to make a lot of money with it. But I worked with AI. I had a marketing agency, so I know when it's written by AI. Anyways, that's why I like to do things as natural as possible. I have my notes on the side that I do before, and because I think we should appreciate doing the work ourselves as well. Anyways, I think I'm ready to start with all the signs. Like, let me get the chart up. So let's start with Aries. Okay, wait a second. Yeah, this is going great. Okay, Aries, Sun, Moon, and Rising. So, Aries, really, this month, you're going through so much growth. There are so many things that are coming up, especially if you're an early degree. So, Sun, Moon, and Rising Aries, you're going to have Saturn in a conjunction, right? With Sun, Moon, and Rising together with Neptune. So you're being triggered to grow spiritually in that area. So the planet it touches, it wants you to take off certain layers, and what is no longer working for you will be taken away or will be redirected, needs to go to a new direction. And what is also going on here is that, any layers, you're going to be like any layers that are no longer serving you are being peeled off right now, okay? And it could be problems with authority, so authority figures as well. So you need to find the way where you can feel comfortable with authority and also have the spiritual freedom that your soul is looking for right now. So, what is beautiful, this conjunction of Venus and Jupiter that I talk about, that will happen in the middle of the month, right? Like from more or less 6th of August until, yeah, let's say mm, 16th of August. And this is really highlighting your house, your home situation. Maybe you want to redecorate it, you want to spend time with family, have a nice dinner. You could be organizing it, or someone else is going to organize that. Um, there is a bit of ups and downs. So if you're in a relationship, there could be some, you know, struggles in relationships. Like maybe there could be like, no, I'm right, no, I'm right, this kind of situation. But here we have to see how we can stay with ourselves. So stay with yourself, Aries, while also seeing the point of another person, because you kind of might be able to trigger each other around this full moon in Aquarius. Aquarius is in your 11th house, right? So maybe you want to also spend time with friends, community, gather in your house once again. Like some of you might be having a housewarming, like bought a new house and you want to invite your friends over. But this is a wonderful time to relax. If you're free, stay at home. If you're working, come back, treat yourself, spend some time with friends, but also, a lot of you would want to invite them in your house because that would be like most comfortable thing to do right now. There could be some misalignment with the communication with your friends. Okay, so we still have Mercury retrograde and it's in an opposition with Pluto. So here you might be saying something or hearing something from a friend and you're doubting, like, is that true? Is that not true? I'm not really sure. But I feel like stay in your own truth, because Leo here in the 5th house is like, stay in your own unique expression. And no matter how your friends express themselves towards you, sometimes it has nothing to do with you. And that sounds really kind of harsh, but it's like sometimes they're going through something or they're not ready to tell you something, and they will tell you when the time is right or when they feel safe. But anything that comes up that feels like jealousy or something like that, make sure that you take a little bit of distance, because that could be coming up as well. Yeah, but there are so many creative ideas that could be coming up for you around this full moon, because we have Mercury retrograde in the 5th house and it's trining Saturn and Neptune. So definitely new ideas that are coming up, maybe through some hardship, that are coming up through relaxing, treating yourself well. And then your creativity is going to go. So there are going to be a lot of ideas coming up for some creative projects that you might want to do. It could even be something that you thought about before, but you're ready to pick that up, or maybe a hobby that you were doing before that you kind of left. And now it's time to go into your inner child and bring those up again and work with it to, you know then we have the North Node in the 12th house, and the 12th house is kind of hidden. It's where you don't want to be seen. It's all behind the scenes, and it's trining Jupiter. So if you're into meditation, you could have a lot of creative insights. If you're in the healing fields, wow, you can get a lot of downloads right now. A lot of downloads. You can get a lot of visions, and watch your dreams in the month of August, because they might be telling you a lot. Aries, like, can be telling you a lot. Um, let's go towards this new moon, which will happen on the 23rd of August, is going to happen in your 6th house, right? And here it is kind of telling you to watch your health. Okay. See if your daily routines work. We have the South Node as well in Virgo. So you're really looking at what is still working for you diet wise. And, where do you need to take more rest? And is the job that you're in still serving you Like it could be for some of you that you're kind of going like job hopping this year, maybe having a job, leaving it, going to another job, okay? Unless you're working for yourself, but you might lose some clients and get some new clients, okay? Or it could be like a gap in between work that is preparing you for the next phase, because maybe you need to optimize something, maybe you're not working with the clients that really suit you very well. So you're going to think about all those things. But definitely by the end of the month, also really a good month to look at property. In general, this year is good for buying a house. I want to give you a nice heart card. I am connected to all of life. So a lot of you that are watching, you're feeling more connected than ever. I am spirit, light, energy, vibration, color, and love. I am connected with every person on the planet and with all of life. So once you feel that everything is going just as it should be, everything is aligned in the most perfect ways, right? You can flow more and you can accept whatever comes, and it makes you a lot stronger because your faith grows, right? And that's gonna do a lot for you. And then I'm getting love life. So um, some of you are, maybe looking around, would like to meet someone new. So the basis of your question involves your romantic life, which is now changing for the better. So by loving yourself more, by being more your authentic self, you can actually attract someone that is the same, because that is sometimes what happens. We're trying to be something we're not, or someone we're not. And then people that are attracted to us, they they don't resonate with you, right? They resonate with your looks maybe because they think you're attractive or you're funny. But if you're not your unique self, right? You're not presenting that. And I did that in the past, and I had people that really didn't like spirituality, none of that path, because they met me when I went out, and I didn't that like we didn't match at all because I wasn't really on the path that was for me. So, yeah, you will align with someone on a frequency once you are aligned with yourself. So that's my message for you, my amazing Aries. Thank you so much for being here. Yeah, if you want to see more videos, subscribe to my channel. And I can't wait to see you next time. I'm sending you a lot of blessings and a lot of love. All the best to you. Let's move on to Taurus. So, Taurus, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Let's go to your chart. Alrighty, righty, righty. I don't know why. I'm kind of intuitively feel already that some of you are going to like an exciting phase. You're working on something new. Maybe you haven't told everybody yet, but let me know in the comments if that's you, because I'm getting this like exciting feeling. Like I was like, I'm doing something and I haven't told everyone yet. So we have this month Leo season in your fourth house, at least up until the 23rd of August. So, and then we have Mercury as well. Mercury is retrograde. So there could be some miscommunications going on up until the 10th of August with contractors of the house. Maybe you're a landlord, right? If you're in the process of buying a house, make sure that you double read all the contracts, that you, if you can wait signing anything, I would definitely wait until the end of August. That would be a better time, okay? Because then Mercury is direct. Maybe you want to clean your house, like get rid of some things, things that maybe remind you of some past situations, and you just want to kind of get rid of that. It's a good time to connect with your siblings. So some of you really might reconnect with each other, have wonderful conversations. Venus is in a conjunction with Jupiter around this full moon in Aquarius as well. And for most of the month, Venus and Jupiter are in the third house. So this is a wonderful time also for communication, Taurus. Like the things that you have to share are having a huge impact on people, especially if you're coming from your intuition, because Cancer is ruled by the moon. Like maybe you're sharing some of your emotions, and it just clicks with people. They're going to be like, wow, there's so much wisdom in your emotions and in what you have to say. So if you have to speak in any manner or write something, right? Some of you might be wanting to write a book, and the emotions and the feelings that you put in that book have a huge energetic impact. Okay. Especially if you're a Taurus rising right now. We have Mars in the sixth house during this full moon in Libra, and it's opposing Saturn in the 12th house. So listen to your body. Like some of you might be getting a bit feverish. That means that your body is clearing up. Watch for hormonal imbalance, things like that. Take your rest and, it's mainly about resting because Saturn and Neptune are in the 12th house, and a lot of subconscious karma is being dissolved. So, without you knowing, you are processing a lot of things, right? And you might be feeling a bit more tired because of that. But it is because behind the scenes, a lot is going on. So, if you're doing any type of energy work or meditation or I don't know, yoga, tai chi, martial arts, things that, working with energy, even swimming, it's gonna flush out a lot of stuff. Okay, flush out a lot of things. Some of you might be wanting to go on a trip around this full moon. Okay, going on a trip, and maybe a bit of a luxurious trip, going to like a spa or going to some type of baths, anything to do with water is going to be really beneficial. Yeah, this full moon is in the 10th house, okay? And yeah, you might be getting some new ideas for work as well. And Pluto also arrived in your 10th house and opposing Mercury retrograde during this full moon in the 4th house. So whatever is going on in the home place or at work, try to not bring it at home or vice versa. Okay. Make sure to relax, spoil yourself if you can, because now is the time to do that. Okay. Um, then we have the North Node in your 11th house. And for most of the month, it's going to be trining Jupiter in the 3rd house. So, whatever you communicate, especially if you communicate something to friends or to larger groups, a community, your words going to have so much meaning. I'm serious. It could be leading to something major. Okay. Here we go. The 23rd of August, we have a new moon in Virgo. So especially if you are an early sun or rising, this new moon is going to be trying your sign. It's going to really give you a boost, an uplift. At the same time, be careful with spending money. There could be unexpected money going out or actually money coming in. Okay. So yeah, I wouldn't say speculation stuff because it's too unpredictable right now. It could be sudden good or sudden really bad. So watch out with overspending on that. Um, if you are pregnant, okay, be very careful. Treat yourself well. And maybe you want to clean up your diet, or even if you, before you want to get pregnant or anything like that, that you clean up the diet before. It's also a good time to pick up some hobbies, and maybe your hobbies, it's time to kind of show that to the outside world. It's time to show your capabilities, and maybe you're reading a lot of books, right? Studying a lot to show that to the world. So let me get you a heart card. I am always perfectly protected. So some of you might be feeling unsafe sometimes. Like sometimes it happens because of trauma, right? We can feel unsafe in our own bodies, or we think that at any moment, like things can go wrong or things are not happening the way you want to. But when you know that always everything happens for a reason, it's going to be easier to let go and you know, let go of control as well. So it says, when a fearful thought comes up, I recognize that it is trying to protect me. Okay. And this new moon is also in a trine with Chiron. So it's a massive healing energy. that you can face, especially by being by yourself in silence. I thank it and I let it go with love. So if any fearful thoughts are coming up this month, you're going to let it go with love, okay? What do we have? Spiritual teacher. Your life purpose involves teaching others about healing and spirituality. So I'm talking to some teachers here as well. And, a spiritual teacher is not just a classical spiritual teacher, right? You might be even if you're teaching children, you're a teacher of children, you are a spiritual teacher because you have so many souls that you can impact, or through your creativity, you can bring out messages that can heal people, right? So, whatever it is that you have to share, right? Look at all these animals listening because you have such an impact this month on other people, on other beings. So, yeah, channel your words, your energy, especially after this full moon. It's going to be definitely a good opportunity for you to share your gifts with the world and especially your wisdom. Okay. So, could also be through creative projects that you are showing the world what you have to say. So, that would be my message for Taurus. Thank you so much for being here, Taurus. I'm wishing you such a lovely month in August. And if you like this channel and you want to see more videos, you can subscribe to it. And until next time. So let's move on to Gemini. So, Gemini, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Let's get the chart up for you. Alrighty. So how are things for you right now? Did you feel any shift when Uranus went in your sign, right? Especially if you're an early Sun, Moon, and Rising, you're gonna have Gemini right on your Sun, Moon, and Rising. And this can bring in a bit of a restless energy, almost like you have to do something. Like you have to do something, you have to invent something, you have to think about stuff. So your mind is going to go very quickly this month, okay? You're going to have double the ideas that you usually would have. Maybe old things, old ideas might be coming back. You might be grabbing some old books, especially when Mercury is retrograde. Um, at the beginning of the month up until the 10th. So you might be feeling like you need to, yeah, grab some old books, dive into some old study, and then pick up a new study maybe. So there is something in you that wants to do something new. And studying doesn't need to be something like you want to do an official study. It can just be informing yourself about a new path to take, or informing yourself about something new that you didn't know before, right? And yeah, with Pluto in opposition with Mercury retrograde, maybe some of you are reading into, the dark side of spirituality, things like that, or the dark side of different kind of cultures, like what is really happening. There could be really a drive for you to do some humanitarian work, like I really want to help. I can see that, suffering has an impact on the world and you want to contribute to it. A very beautiful alignment for money, Gemini, is going to be starting around this full moon. We have Venus and Jupiter in a conjunction. Well, for most of the month, Venus and Jupiter are going to be in your second house. This is very positive for money, okay? Especially Gemini rising. You will see an influx of money coming in, but also because Jupiter and Venus like luxury, right? Be careful that you don't spend all the money that you're earning, but you could definitely have a lucky break with your money there. Things are coming in and it's great. And also, even more positive, if it wasn't already very positive, your career. So there might be a new destiny with career coming in, and it's trining Jupiter in the second house. So this new career, or this thing that you're doing, something you're doing well, because you will see the money will come in. Your self-worth is increasing. So you're having this very nurturing um self-valuing energy, which is going to draw people to you, okay? But you're going to feel a bit restless at the same time because Uranus is going to make you feel restless, but you're going to have such good ideas that, yeah, you might be shy to present certain things to the public. Maybe you're not doing it for the public yet, but you're working on that. How can I present myself in the most authentic way to my friends? So maybe you're going through like a change of friendships, right? And really rethinking about what is the community that you want to hang out with. Around this full moon, some of you might go on a trip as well, right? Besides reading into certain things, new paths, spirituality, you might be going on a trip as well. Okay. And on the 23rd of August, we have a new moon in Virgo. And for you, my lovely Gemini, that would be in your fourth house. So maybe you're visiting home, you're visiting family, but also we have the South Node here. So you could be feeling a bit detached. At the same time, you're more focused on work, but you're like, I want to visit family, or maybe I should spend some more time at home. Could be that you're feeling that you want to spend less time at home, you're more out and about. Um, yeah. And it could be that you're taking a break from one job and going to the other one, like in between, an in between phase. It's also a good time to clean up the house. Um, yeah, some of you might be renting the house to someone else and might be traveling just to not feel like you have a lot of possessions. You kind of want to get rid of things. So maybe you want to clean up things, sell things that you have in your home. Let me get you a heart healing card, because I feel like it's going to be a very healing and beautiful month. So I have two cards for you. Also, this new moon is in a trine with Chiron. Okay, so again, you are healing a lot about who you want to hang out with. Like, what is the right community for you? What is your How do you feel with your friends? Do you feel at home? Do you not feel at home? So I am willing to change. When one door closes, another door opens. It is only change. I am safe and secure and loved. So sometimes when you change, like, I understand, like sometimes you have friends for life or for a long time, but when you're changing, you might not be on the same frequency anymore, right? And that could be kind of scary because you're changing, and maybe one person wants to change, the other person doesn't want to change, and it could be that the person is coming back in your life again, or that friend group. It's just you're not resonating with them at that time. And I think the beautiful thing is to let go with love and to accept them back when you're at the same level again. Okay? So maybe you're afraid of change, even because if you're like, if you think you change, you will lose stuff. And it does usually happen, especially in the spiritual, when you're on the spiritual journey, you're gonna lose some things, but you're also gonna gain a lot of beautiful things. I'm getting here. My life is a joy. That's so beautiful. I go for the joy. Life is here for me to enjoy today. So, a good reminder to live in the moment, right? To look at all the things that are going well for you. Maybe some you're getting opportunities through family that could be giving you a lot of beautiful opportunities for making money as well. But it's time to live in the moment and to really allow life to unfold itself naturally. So, yeah, that would be my message for you, my amazing Gemini. Thank you so much for being here. I so appreciate you. And until next time. So let's move on to Cancer. So, Cancer, Sun, and Rising. This will be a very beautiful month for you indeed, okay? Because we have Jupiter and Venus in your sign. So, that's going to give you a very huge boost this month, okay? Um, yeah, for most of the month, it's going to be all good. You're going to feel optimistic. And the more you let go and you let it flow, which a lot of you cancers can easily do. Go with the cycles of the moon, letting go and letting your emotions bring you where you need to be. Okay. So the only thing I would say is self indulgence, because you're going to feel so good that you want to try all the nice cakes and nice sweets and all these things, you know? So be careful with that if you don't want to gain too much weight. That would be the only thing. But everything else, you might attract a lot of things to you. You're going to be so magnetic. So if you're single, this is a beautiful time to meet someone new. If you're looking for, if you're presenting yourself or looking for a new job, even, I would say the job could be, there could be a new job coming in for you, but you do have Saturn and Neptune and Chiron in your 10th house. So it's kind of still a bit uncomfortable, but you can handle the situations. Like some of you will have a lot of responsibility at work, or you're starting something new and it's going to be like hard work at the beginning, but you're going to get the optimism to get over these obstacles. Okay. And if you have a difficult boss, you will be able to deal with that easily this month. Okay. We have Leo season, right? In the second house, we have Mercury retrograde. So, especially work contracts, any contracts with insurance, because we have a full moon in Aquarius. So, insurance, energy, contracts, any type of contract that you're doing, like pension, doing something with your accountant, things like that, or any financial business, make sure that I would do it after this full moon, definitely after a week after at least, because Mercury is going to station direct on the 10th. So, yeah, wait until a week after to deal with those things unless there's a deadline. Make sure to get like a second opinion. Okay, that will really help. Um, yeah, because also Pluto is in opposition, right, with Mercury. So there could be some scamming energy, like investments, things like that. Be very careful with that. Um, we have Mars in the fourth house in opposition with Saturn. So make sure that you don't bring stuff from home to work or from work to home. But you also might feel like kind of energetic at home, like you want to move or you want to, you know, kind of feel balanced in your home and you're gonna clean up or stuff like that to make sure that the home situation is comfortable for you. Maybe some sports at home will also help to create more balance, okay? And but definitely you have the enthusiasm, the magnetism this month to overcome anything, okay? To overcome anything. It's a very, very good month for you. A lot of opportunities, but maybe even in some ways you might feel a bit slower. Like you want to enjoy every moment. So take rest when you need to and enjoy all the good things. Take your time. If you can take some time off, even, it's also very nice. So this new moon in Virgo is going to be at 0 degrees in your third house. Okay. So this, some of you might be taking a trip here on the 23rd or around the 23rd of August, traveling to maybe a sibling even, traveling for work. Like some of you will be traveling for work. We have this month the North Node in a trine with Jupiter in your sign. So if you're traveling overseas or far, this might bring in a huge new destiny for you. Even if you're studying something spiritual, that might open doors for you that you didn't think would open for you. Okay. So there's a definite, you're soaking up so much wisdom. And if you are, into meditation and all these things, you can gain a lot of wisdom through even experience. So I don't know, I'm hearing human design. Like maybe some of you are into human design. I want to do something with that. Okay. Uranus is now in the 12th house. So some of you do have a little bit of trouble sleeping. So make sure that You calm yourself down before you go to bed. But the best ideas for you this month will be coming in. You could even have like visions or dreams telling you about certain ideas. And if you want, you can get a paper, you write your question on the paper, and you ask the universe to give you the message in your dreams. Okay. It's a very beautiful thing. I deserve joy. You see that, Cancer? So maybe some of you feel guilty because you want to be responsible for work and you forget that sometimes you need to have a little bit of fun. Okay. I deserve to be prosperous. I deserve love. I deserve joy. So having fun is totally fine. Okay. If you're having fun, it doesn't always have to be serious. Okay. So I'm getting autumn. So if you're Cancer moon or Cancer ascendant, you might be having your birthday in autumn, or there might be something major for you in autumn starting. And I'm getting practice, practice, practice. So for some of you, you're practicing certain skills. And that's the only way, right? Like sometimes people think that, oh, if I had this talent or I was born with something, yes, it might be easier, but still you need to practice. Anything that you do, you have to study, you have to practice. And people that get something so easily, they usually struggle because they haven't really practiced the skill. Um, so at some point, it's gonna come up. So it's always good to practice and a little bit of discipline, okay? But August is not the most discipline time for you, but have fun with practicing. I'm getting birthday, a significant birthday hold the answers to your question. So maybe you're visiting a birthday and yeah, this birthday could bring in some new ideas for you. I'm almost feeling like this month is good for fun, your inner child. Like if you want to practice something, do it with joy, right? Especially most of the month we have Leo, we have the sun in Leo. So this is about enthusiasm, doing what you love. Okay. So that would be my message for you, my amazing Cancer. Thank you so much for being here. And I so appreciate you. I'm wishing you all the best. And until next time, thank you so much. Let's move on to Leo. So, Leo, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Well, first of all, for my sunshine Leos, I'm wishing you a happy, happy, happy birthday. Hope you're going to celebrate it in the best way possible. So, Leo, this month for you, okay, is really enhancing your spiritual growth. Okay, you have Jupiter and Venus in the 12th house. So here you are, if you're going to go on a certain retreat or you're doing any type of spiritual work that can really bring and align with some lucky breaks, okay? Because Jupiter is going to be in a trine with the North Node this month in your eighth house. So you can break some huge cycles. And we all have these things that repeat itself, right? They come to you. This is especially indicated by the eighth house. But the funny thing is that your eighth house is ruled by Pisces, which is 12th house. So this is a very spiritual alignment for you, okay? And we all have cycles repeating itself. Even stronger, sometimes we just keep meeting the same people, different jacket. Like they have the same characteristics, because that's something you're used to, and that's something because they align with you in a certain frequency, and it also kind of feels like home. And this is very key because we have Jupiter and Venus in Cancer, which is home. And sometimes home for you is difficult to define, especially when you're a Leo rising. It's hard for you to define where is your home, what is your home, who is your family. Okay, so it's really important to align, to now you can break those energies if you align with the flow. Okay, and also you have this very contradictory energy, right? Because you have these planets in the 12th house and you have the sun right on your sun or on your moon or on your rising. So here's a combination of taking rest, working on your spiritual development. Okay. And we have Mercury retrograde in the first house. So it could be that up until the 10th, we have Mercury retrograde in your sign. So it could be that you're a bit foggy sometimes, and definitely a bit up in the air with these planets in the 12th house. Okay, you might be a little bit dreamy, going back to the past, and definitely breaking cycles is huge for you. And that's going to open up new doors, because when you figure that out, there's going to be a new door cracking open. And as you know, next year, Jupiter will be in your sign. So you're going to be ready to walk that new door. So now you're cracking doors. You're opening doors so you can walk in those doors next year. Okay. We have Mercury opposite Pluto. So for some of you, there is a massive healing taking place, especially, if you're rising, it's mainly in your relationships. So it could be that, you need to redefine your relationship. There could be a dominance, like who is more dominant. You could be attracted to very dominant types, so be very careful with that, that you don't attract people that are too controlling, right? That are not making your sun shine. Because Leo, if your sun doesn't shine, you are becoming a lazy cat. And you don't want to be a lazy cat, okay? Lazy lion. So, and it really makes you almost depressed if you can't be and shine and be who you truly are. It can make you literally depressed. So it's really important that you follow your passion, follow your heart, literally. Right? I always say the sun shines from your heart. So follow your heart is really important. And if it's opposite your moon, which is your mom, your emotions, you're healing that on so many levels. And the same with the sun. This is your father. This is like maybe your own identity. This could be an identity crisis that is leading to you becoming more firm into who you are. Okay. So, but yeah, definitely communication issues. We have Mars in the third house opposing Saturn in the ninth during this full moon or around this full moon. And this could lead to some miscommunications. If you're studying, take a break if you can, unless you have to do an exam now. Be as calm as you can, because Saturn is telling you not too quick, reread some things, take your time, go over it slowly, and you will manage then. Okay, you will do quite well, but it's like not too fast, not too soon. Also, there could be some words with a sibling or with your neighbors. Yeah, it could be. And if you're traveling, just make sure that you have everything well planned, okay? That you don't come across any surprises. Um, so the 23rd of August, we're gonna have a new moon in Virgo. So then your season is done, over. That sounds so tragic. Anyways. So we're going into the Virgo season. We have a new moon in your second house. So here there might be some lucky break when it comes to your money. But with the South Node in the second house, sometimes your money is draining. Your money is, disappearing, going out very quickly. And Venus is already slowly approaching your sign. Okay. By the end of the month, it will enter your sign, which will give you a huge magnetism. All right. What do we have? I have a heart card for you. So the second house, so this new moon is also in a square with Uranus in the 11th house. So be aware with community or friends that you don't really speak to open about your money or about your money situation. And if you do, because it might be a shocking message, it could be your friends that are telling you about money, okay? But think before you lend money to friends right now, okay? I allow others to be themselves. Look at that. I love others by allowing them to be who they are. By learning to accept myself, I'm also learning to accept others. And this is really huge, right? Because sometimes we don't accept others because we don't accept ourselves. Like we haven't really accepted us for who we are. And this is really classic Saturn, right? Saturn in Aries. Like now people are being triggered to be themselves and to act. Oh my God, I have all these. This microphone is attracting all these cat hairs. We have two cats at home. And yeah. Oh, I think like it's flickering. I don't know how long this has been flickering. Oh my God, so many distractions. I'm sorry. I don't know how this is happening. Okay. Yeah, I think it's better now. Ooh, I don't know how long I've been in a disco light. Anyways, okay, Leo, focus, Michelle, focus. So, this is time to accept yourself. And also, self-acceptance and valuing yourself with this new moon is bringing in more money for you as well. Like when you feel valuable, others can see that in you. And then I'm pure spirit. I recognize the true beauty of my being. I am the spirit of love shining brightly. Sometimes we forget we're a soul in a body. And, and we don't have to get along with everybody, right? Like, I think it's difficult nowadays to say, like, I can get along with everybody. It's going to be also easy because sometimes we're just so stressed, so overwhelmed. Like, if you are like in a really calm world where you have a lot of peace, it's easier to hang out with everyone and accept everyone. But if you're in a busy job, you have kids, you have this, you have that, it's hard to be all accepting of everyone, right? So I think we should be easy on ourselves, but true meditation or true relaxing and really being ourselves, we can do the best we can, right? We do the best we can and allow people to have their own problems and to also sometimes solve their own problems, right? And I'm saying this from perspective, like I'm a healer, and I know a lot of you that are watching are also healers, so you really want to help people. And sometimes we can give advice, but we cannot go and mingle too much. Because when we mingle too much, we're in their karma. We're taking over some of their karma, right? So that's not really what we want to achieve right there. Love life. Okay. So some of you are working on your love life and really focusing on this inner child. Okay. Now, with Jupiter and Venus, watch out for, if you're already in a relationship, there might be some people that are attracted to you and they're giving you a bit of a test, right? So there might be showering you with love and with everything. And you're like, this is the love I don't get at home. And then you might regret it. So be very careful with this kind of admirations because it's not always what we think it is, right? Like it's so easy to say, oh, the grass is greener on the other side, but um we think that, but it's not always the case, okay? So yeah, this new moon is in a trine with Chiron. So yeah, a lot of you are healing also how you see the world, okay? Because there's so much in the ninth house, and maybe you're feeling a bit triggered or pessimistic about the things that you're seeing. So you're learning about, maybe you're diving into spiritual subjects, but you want to have proof or you want to see stuff. So you might be spending more time on it. This is what makes Saturn do, right? And it's in a conjunction with Neptune, and we have Chiron in Aries. So yeah, I think it's good because if you study yourself, because you can't really share that with other people how it really feels because each and everyone has their own experience and it's got to be different for everyone. So, yeah, read into it, do your own investigation, and you never know where that's going to end up for you because you're able to break a lot of karmic cycles and they're going to open new doors for you. So, it's a really exciting path that you're going to walk right now, and there's going to be a lot of opportunities coming your way. And that are gonna lift some of this heavy burden from you. Okay. So that's my message for you, my amazing Leo. Thank you so much for watching. And until next time, let's move on to Virgo. So, Virgo, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Let's go. Let me get the chart up for you. Alrighty, righty. So we have this full moon in Aquarius in your sixth house, okay? And we also have Pluto there, and Pluto is opposing Mercury retrograde in the 12th house. So, what is happening here is that a lot of you are going to work on your diet, okay? So, maybe changing your diet, changing your health, any type of health issues that need a loop or need to be watched under the microscope, will be coming up. So, yeah, do get yourself checked up if you need to. Work on your diet because your diet is really reflecting on how you feel. Also, Mercury retrograde, we have it in the 12th house. So, it could be that, and it's opposing Pluto. So, some gossip in the workplace. I don't like to say these kind of things, but there could be some difficulty in the workplace or things that are not going as smooth as you would like it to go. But and that could be impacting your health as well, right? Like a bit of anxiety because Aquarius is air. This is very much related to anxiety or overthinking. So, yeah, it could be a bit of a restless month, but at the same time, you have Venus and Jupiter in the 11th house. This is a very beautiful placement for, networking. You might be meeting the right people that take you to the right places, okay? If you're on social media, you could really get a lot of followers, or you could really get across a message that touches people deeply. Okay. Just at the beginning of the month, we do have Mercury retrograde. It's in the 12th house. So it's better after. Okay. Better a few days after, unless you're into channeling or you're doing something spiritual. But yeah, spending time with friends, really good. Your friends are almost like your family. So you treat your friends like your family, right? Because Cancer ruled the fourth house, which is all about family. And you love hanging out with people who are nurturing, who are open with their emotions. And then at the same time, we have the North Node in the seventh house, Virgo. And for most of the month, the North Node is in the trine with Jupiter. And this means that you have a chance of meeting someone new. So if you're single, open your eyes because someone new might come your way, especially through your community. If you're already in a relationship, you could be working together with a business partner or with your partner, or you just be having fun together with your friends, going out and about. We have Uranus now in Gemini in your 10th house. So definitely good for any type of online work. So if you're doing any kind of marketing or, you're working online or you're an astrologer as well, you're doing social media, this is a really good month, okay? Um, there's going to be a lot of ideas coming up, so make sure to have a journal that you write down your ideas so you can um, execute them later. They could be coming through meditation, but even your dreams might give you ideas on what you could do for work, okay? Um, Now we do have Saturn and Neptune in the eighth house, okay? And there are also in an aspect with Mercury retrograde around this full moon. So make sure that watch out with investments, any type of paperwork. I wouldn't go for that right now, especially if you're a Virgo rising. Okay, this is not the time for investments. Only very long term and things that you really researched very, very well. But I would not do it right now. We also have Mars in an opposition with Saturn and Neptune. Okay, so watch out for overspending or impulsive actions. I know most Virgos are not very impulsive, but we're all humans and we make mistakes. Virgo don't like to admit it. I'm a Virgo as well. So, and it's hard because we like to do everything the best we can. But yeah, be very careful with where you put your money. But also, it's a good investigative energy where you can dive into different subjects and learn a lot about it. So, if you're studying about finances, things like that, you will get a really in depth study. Okay. Or if you're studying to become a scientist or a surgeon, things like that, you will learn also about yourself. Or if you're studying like psychology, like some people study that to also learn about themselves. Okay. So then on the 23rd of August, and first I have to say happy birthday to my early birthday Virgos. I hope you have a lovely day. And when the sun is on your sun, it's a beautiful time to manifest and to tell the universe what it is that you would like. There could, on this new moon in Virgo, which will be at 0 degrees. Okay, so check if you have any planet at 0 degree in Virgo. It will be squaring Uranus in the 10th house. So there could be a sudden job offer, and it's going to be a shock. It's going to be like, ooh, I need to give up some things to do that. It's not going to be easy. Okay. Or are you suddenly going to let go of your job? I've had enough. I'm going to let go because we have the south node also in your first house, right? Virgo rules the sixth house is work. So you might be letting go of work. Maybe you're working as a freelancer or you're starting to work more on a freelance basis. Okay. But you kind of want to have this freedom in your work, whatever it is that you're doing. Okay. And this new moon is also trining Chiron in the eighth house. So you're working on opening up more, maybe like sharing your intimate thoughts and feelings with the right person. And that might not always be so easy. But it's going to connect you even further if you're in a partnership. So I'm doing this hard card for everyone. So I'm open and receptive. So let things go and flow. I believe in myself. I say affirmations that reflect what I really deserve. Okay, so we have an aspect here with this new moon and Gemini. So this is a very restless energy. Could be that there's a lot of overthinking, but keep an open mind because you also have Jupiter and Venus this month in your 11th house. So a lot of beautiful things can come your way. A lot of beautiful things. Okay. I let my whole being vibrate with light. I know that the universal power is everywhere, in every place, in every person and thing. So everything is energy and vibration. So if you take on a very open and receptive mind, things can flow to you. Okay. And your energy, your astrology is aligned with that. I love how astrology aligns with intuition, with sometimes the cards, the channeling. It's all aligned with each other. Okay. So be open because you have this contradictive energy of the mind wanting to think how it should be, how it should go, how it should act. But actually, Jupiter's telling you, let things flow and yeah, let opportunities come to you in the most beautiful way. Okay, Virgo? So that's my message for you. Thank you so much for watching, for being here, and until next time. So let's move on now to Libra. So Libra, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Alrighty, righty, righty. So we have Leo season for you in your 11th house. So this is definitely a very outgoing time for you, okay? We also have around this full moon in Aquarius, we have Jupiter in a conjunction with Venus in your 10th house. And, Jupiter and Venus are almost whole month in your 10th house. So this is a brilliant time for your career. Okay. I know it's summer for a lot of you, but this is a good time for your career. You might be getting new opportunities. You might be launching something new or about to launch something new. New ideas might be coming in. Some of you are getting a promotion. Yeah, there might be some obstacles in your friendships going on. We have Mercury retrograde up until the 10th of August in your 11th house. So there might be some miscommunications with friends. And it's also opposing Pluto. So there could be some jealousy coming. Um, Maybe because you're doing well in your career, that might trigger some of your friends, or there might be literally miscommunications going on. This full moon in Aquarius is in the fifth house. So this is about your hobbies. And you might be feeling that you need to be perfect or be so good at all the skills that you have or the hobbies that you have that you might to need to perfectionate it. I don't even know if that's a word, but you want to be so good that maybe it's holding you back. And now is time not so much to hold back, especially after Mercury retrograde is passing. Okay, because this is a beautiful month for new opportunities coming your way. We also have Uranus now in your ninth house in Gemini. And these might be unexpected trips for you. Like some of you are traveling unexpectedly. You might be even becoming a digital nomad or like someone who's traveling and working at the same time. So this is one of the best times to do that if that is something that you're up to. Now, if you're a Libra rising, we have Mars around this full moon at the 1 degree in your sign in the first house, opposing Saturn and Neptune in the seventh. So there might be some triggers going on with the relationship. So if you're in a relationship that might be a bit of bickering, difficulty. Maybe you want to do exciting things, life is going for you, and the other person is like kind of restricting you a little bit. So it could be that you're feeling that your partner is restricting you in some ways that you can't really fully express what you want to express. So this could also be business partnerships. So if you're in a business partnership or in a collaboration, you might be feeling that the other person is kind of holding you back. So you need to find a midway where both of you are happy, okay? Not going too quick, but also not going too slow. And this is really a make or break energy. You're either going to commit, stay with the long term, or you're going to break and you're going to be like, I'm going to go for my career. I'm going to be traveling. So, yeah, partnerships is a little bit more difficult, especially for Libra rising. If you're single, you're really just looking for someone that is really serious with you. Um, because you have Chiron also in the seventh house. And during this new moon in Virgo, it's going to be trine this new moon in Virgo, which will be in your 12th house. This will be about rest. So maybe this is the time where you're going to think, you're going to have a bit of rest because life is going quite fast for you. So you're going to have to take your opportunities to rest. This is about cleaning up the subconscious as well, literally, because Virgo likes to clean up stuff. 12th house is your subconscious. So any blocks that are preventing you from being your best self in the job, now you have an opportunity to remove that. For most of the month, the North Node in your sixth house is trining Jupiter in the 10th. So work is amazing. Work is so, so, so good for you, okay? So this is really the best time to go after what it is that you want. Okay, I have these heart cards. I love and accept myself. So maybe this has to do with a big acceptance of yourself. Look in the mirror and say, I love and accept myself exactly as I am. When I accept all of myself, I am whole and healed. So this is a big thing. Like maybe you're accepting who you are and it doesn't matter what you look like. It's really people reflect back to you on how you feel about yourself, right? And everyone has their own struggles. Like some people say, oh yeah, if you're really pretty, you're not going to have any problems. Well, jealousy is a big one, right? If you're really handsome or really pretty, people are always envy you. And most of the time those people are alone because other people don't want them to succeed because they're already pretty or handsome. And then there are other people who are overweight and have this kind of she's so fun or he's so fun, and they don't see the struggle of weight and things like that. So I think before we judge, we should first see like what's really going on at home, right? What's or within someone. Everything's okay. Don't worry. It's all working out in a beautiful way. So I kind of feel like Libra, just let things flow because a lot of good things can happen for you. A lot of destiny when it comes to your work. Removing what is no longer serving you. Could even be a new job for you that is going to really work out. Just watch out for Mercury retrograde up until the 10th. Wait a few more days before starting a new job or signing a contract. That will really help. So that's my message for you, my amazing Libras. Thank you so much for being here. I so appreciate you. And until next time. So let's move on to Scorpio. So Scorpio, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Oop, let's see. Yep. Scorpio, Sun, Moon, and Rising. So the month of August, right? This is a wonderful month for you, honestly, Scorpio. Um, Jupiter and Venus are in the ninth house, okay? And they're trining your Sun, Moon, and Rising. And around this full moon, it will be around 13. The Venus is at 11 degrees and Jupiter is at 13 degrees. So, especially if you have around 13 or 12 degrees, like up and down 5 degrees, you're going to be highly impacted. So, if you're traveling, you're going overseas, or some of your, especially also if you're living abroad, because we're talking about Cancer, some of you are moving abroad, going to live abroad, travel, you're gonna find a place that feels like home. Okay. Um, so yeah, it could bring a lot of luck right now. If you're a teacher, you could be having such words of wisdom that people resonate with. Okay. Um, yeah, it's kind of a time of relaxing. Mars is in the 12th house, so you don't have that much energy. So make sure to stay calm. That would be the only thing around this full moon because Mars is in an opposition with Saturn in the sixth house, and it could really drain your energy, and you could even get a little bit sick. So be very careful also with food poisoning if you're traveling and things like that. Be careful with that. Then we also have Jupiter in a trine with the North Node in Pisces. So for some of you, that's even a grand trine right there, highlighting a new destiny. Okay. So fifth house could be a new, like for some of you, you're going to start something new. You're going to teach something, um, import and export, work, spirituality, creativity, all those kind of jobs can be taken off. If you want to have a child, conceive a child, this is a very fertile time. So if you don't want that, be very careful because this is a really fertile time for you. So yeah, be careful if that's not what you want. If it's what you want, then this is a really good month, okay? We have Mercury retrograde in the 10th house up until the 10th of August. So be very careful with communication in the job. There could be some tiny miscommunications, but also it's a good time to revise things that you've done before. And there might be some brilliant ideas coming up through that. So you might be looking back and saying, like, you know what? If I do this, that, and that, we might actually get a lot of success. So, in a positive sense, that can really trigger new good ideas that could be bringing in money. Now, Mercury is also in an opposition with Pluto, and this is more or less up until the 19th of August. So, there could be some miscommunication or difficulty with your family, especially Scorpio rising. You're going through this massive transformation with family members, home situation. So it could be that, if you're in a processing of buying a house or redecorating or restructuring the home yeah, there might be some difficulty. And, if you're Scorpio rising, Scorpio moon or sun. You also have this Pluto, especially if you're around 2 degrees, you have it in a square. So there is this huge transformation happening. You have to go through the depths, and maybe you had to go through some lows to process your emotions or to process an identity. Maybe you didn't know where your stability was, or what your stability was, or what your home is. And that's going to be redefined this weekend. It's a very huge month for you. Pretty huge. Okay, so if you're traveling, really lovely month to travel. Yep. And then we're going to this new moon in Virgo, right? That new moon in Virgo is going to be in your 11th house. So a really lovely time to spend with your friends. Um, Even though, because the South Node is in the 11th house, so sometimes that cuts off friends as well. So you might be cutting off friends, or just wanting to focus more on your hobbies, on your skills, and you're just like, people are like, where's Scorpio rising? Or where's Scorpio? Like, you're kind of hidden. We haven't seen you a lot. So you might be spending time with friends, your old friends. Mars still in the 12th house, okay? So even though you're going out and about, just make sure that you rest enough. Um, yeah, new friendships could be coming in, or yeah, talking with friends from before, even. Uranus there in the 8th house, because this new moon is squaring Uranus in the 8th house, could be unexpected money coming in, but also maybe some bills coming your way. So be careful with that, or that, you don't take the whole bill of your friends if you can't afford it. So make sure that, yeah. Some of you are taking a break from the public. If you're in the public eye, you're just going to take a small break. Okay, so we have, I'm willing to learn new things, and you're ruled by Mercury. So through your friends, you could be actually learning new things, maybe learning about new ways on investing money, for example, new ways on, yeah, maybe some of you are learning more about astrology as well, with Uranus there in the 8th house, right? So I'm willing to learn new things, and if they're any sign that likes to learn new things. Scorpio, you like to dive into many different subjects, and Scorpios, they match very well with Virgo energy. So I love to learn, and I'm willing to drop old concepts when they no longer work for me. Growing and changing is exciting. So you're ready for growth, you're ready for change. Like, a lot of you are just like leaving behind one thing and doing something really brave. So I'm getting winter and business ventures. So yeah, next year as well, Jupiter will be in your 10th house. So some of you are working on a business, going to launch a new business in August, or you just have some really good ideas that you want to pursue. So like I said, like living abroad, traveling, all these things, going on holidays, retreats, becoming a teacher is all very much in the package of Scorpio for this month. So that would be my message for you, my amazing Scorpio. Thank you so much for being here, and until next time, thank you. Let's move on now to Sagittarius. So Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Alrighty, so Leo season, obviously in a fellow fire sign, is doing very well for you. Yeah, because at some point it will trine your sun, moon, and rising, and will give you a boost, right? It gives excitement. And yeah, I wanted to say something, but then when you want to speak with too many things at the same time, or you're getting a kind of like a brain freeze. Anyways, we have a full moon in Aquarius, which will happen on the 9th of August in your 3rd house. So some of you are traveling, but there could be some delays or some changes made to this travel. It could be that you're traveling to your siblings, and this might have some miscommunications. So whoever you're traveling to, there could be some miscommunications happening. or you're going on a holiday, and someone is staying in your home, and there could be some miscommunication happening over there. Okay, so double check your schedules. If nothing has changed, especially up until the 10th of August, when Mercury is retrograde in your ninth house. This is also a time where you want to dive deep into subjects. You want to know everything. So maybe you're grabbing some old books, you're diving into certain subjects, because Pluto is quite obsessive, and it's the best planet to learn new things, right? You can really use this intensity to learn about things, to study stuff. And another wonderful aspect is Venus and Jupiter are both in the eighth house. So there could be some lucky breaks when it comes to finances. You might see some result this month of some investment you've done, money coming back through, maybe a company made a mistake and you're getting money back from an insurance more than you expected. These kind of lucky breaks could be happening. This is also a beautiful time to break cycles from the family. And this is because the North Node is in Pisces and it's trining Jupiter for most of the month in the eighth house. So here we go. We have a beautiful alignment to break ancestral cycles, things that are sabotaging. You sabotage, others sabotage, doesn't matter, right? We always have the power to break everything, to break the cycles. So you might suddenly see what it is that you need to heal in your family dynamic. Okay. And sometimes it takes some kind of event to open your eyes. It's almost like a rebirth happening for you. Okay. Mars is in the 11th house during this full moon, opposing Saturn in the 5th. So there might be some bickering, arguments with friends, or you were really excited, you want to talk about certain things, and yeah, or they want to do many things, and you're like, you know what, I have so much to do. And if you have kids as well, they might need your help more than usual, and they would be like, oh, why don't you have so much time for us? Maybe you're working on a project that's taking longer than you thought it would be. So yeah, but you just have to make sure that you tell people, what is happening. Okay, because just because they want to do stuff doesn't always mean that you're available to do stuff, right? So then we have a new moon in Virgo, and there could be a new job opportunity coming in, an announcement with work, or just, kind of like a refreshing feeling, because not always everything is going to trigger something new all the time, right? But as an astrologer in YouTube videos, I kind of have to name many possible situations because it's for so many people. But yeah, it might trigger something new, a new job, but it's also a beautiful time to manifest a new job, right? And to do a little ritual for something that you would like to have in life, that you would like to manifest, okay? The South Node is also in your 10th house. So here, you might kind of want to work from home, like some of you working from home, or hybrid, like not working in the office all the time, or you are letting go of a job for some of you. Uranus now entered your seventh house, especially for Sagittarius rising. Okay. And here you want more freedom in your relationships. So, and this doesn't mean, this doesn't mean open relationship, like for some people maybe, but it's more about being free, letting each other free to do whatever it is that you want. Okay, being attracted to out of the box persons, personalities, older, younger, quirky, all those things. Okay, and in general, you are already a sign that's really attracted to smart people who love adventure with you, to go on an adventure with you. All right, let's get you a heart card. I left my whole being, I left, I let my whole being vibrate with light. So, new excitement. It's almost like our new refreshing energy coming in for you. I know the universal power is everywhere in every person, place, and thing. So, even with some people, there might be some struggles. If you see them in light, you can let them resolve their own things. Like sometimes people feel so guilty, like they're not doing well. I need to be there for them. And you, of course, you need to be there for people, but not at the cost of yourself. This is really huge, right? That you don't overgive, give too much of yourself. Connect with nature. So Sagittarius, a lot of you are needing some time in nature, needing to reconnect. Debts paid off and birthday. Okay. So some of you have your birthday in August. If you're a Sagittarius rising or moon, you're working on karma, a lot of karma burning. Okay. And for a lot of you, it is has to do with your self-expression and your inner child that needs a lot of healing. Okay. So that would be my message for you, my amazing Sagittarius. Thank you so much for being here. I so appreciate you. And until next time, let's move on to Capricorn. So, Capricorn, Sun, Moon, and Rising. So, let me get it up here. So, this is a wonderful, wonderful month for you when it comes to love. Okay, Capricorn, we have Jupiter and Venus, and especially around this full moon, it's going to be in a conjunction in your seventh house. So, if you're single, now is the time to get out there and mingle. Okay, this is a wonderful time to meet someone new. August is that month. And I always say, like, you have to be ready as well because sometimes the right person can be next to you and you don't even know it because you are not there to see who is right for you and who is not. Okay, so keep your eyes open and be open about what type it could be or who it could be, because sometimes we almost disqualify someone before we get to know them. Okay, so you might attract more than one person, okay? Because you have Jupiter, Venus, so you're extremely magnetic. So make sure to filter and to give it time and see who suits you best, okay? I always say it's best to wait. You know what I mean? Because that gives you time to get to know someone, especially women. We get all these feelings and oxytocin and all these things that make us connect, and it can make us connect to the wrong person. Okay. But if you're already in a relationship, it's just a wonderful time to spend together. Some of you are getting married this month. Best is after Mercury retrograde, because marriage is also a contract, right? So Mercury is for you in your eighth house, and it's opposing Pluto in the second. So be very careful with investments. Too good to be true. Too good to be true. Too good to be true offers. Um, Also with work, because Mars is opposing Saturn in the fourth house. So be careful with too good to be true work offers. Things that they say you're going to earn a lot of money, this kind of bonus related jobs, but then eventually doesn't earn as good. So negotiate very well if it is something you're going to accept, and talk about everything, talk things through. If you need to arrange any kind of papers, so any unfinished business with papers that are unfinished or contracts ending, need to be arranged this month. They're kind of forcing you to look into it. But yeah, point out mistakes if you see them. Family could be a bit difficult, restricting, maybe even restricting you in some ways you feel with work. You're not able to work as much. Maybe you have to take care of a family member, or you need to do a lot in the house, like something happened in the house and you need to work on that. So, yeah, there might be some changes that need to happen that is kind of holding you back from working. But romantically speaking, it's a very good month for you, okay? And then we have this new moon in Virgo, and it's in your fellow earth sign. So, especially if you're a Capricorn around between 0 and 5 degrees, you will be highly impacted by this new moon. And this new moon is also trining Chiron. So it will be a massive healing new moon for you. Okay, you could be healing from certain family patterns. Maybe you're feeling that you're not being seen by family, that they don't really know you, because Aries is in the fourth house and we have Saturn, Neptune, and Chiron there. So some old wounds might be coming up that you don't feel truly seen, you don't feel maybe truly hurt by them, and there might be some breakthrough happening. You could also be traveling to family, traveling overseas, and that might make you think about certain things. Okay, so going on a trip, very prominent for a lot of you. And we also have the North Node in the third house. So it could be that your partner or your business partner, it's also a very beautiful time for business partnerships. They might encourage you to speak up about something, to speak with your siblings, to maybe reconnect with them, but also to do something with your communication. If that is a talent of yours or some message that you want to share with the world, they're going to encourage you to do that. Okay. Or, like I said, a trip that will be maybe getting proposed to for some of you. Okay. So what do we have here? I have some heart cards. It says all changes are easy for me to make. So maybe life is changing for you. Things are changing, but the more you're willing to change, the easier it's going to be. The moment I'm willing to change, the universe begins to help me. It brings me whatever I need. So if you see the universe from that perspective, life will become so much more beautiful, isn't it? If you know that you will always get what you need. You will always get what is best for you. Okay. Some of you could even meet someone in the workplace, right? We have Uranus in the sixth house, in a sextile with Venus in your seventh house. Okay, walk away. So maybe it required you to walk away, or requires you to walk away from an unhealthy situation. Leave the unhealthy situation and enjoy the new doors that open as a result. So sometimes one thing has to go, and it makes space for other things to come into your life. Okay, so there's a lot of things changing for you. Autumn. I feel like in autumn things will settle a little bit, but right now things are all over the place, but in a good way. Okay, emotional healing and flower power. So some of you have a good connection with flowers, so maybe having flowers in your home, or maybe you're getting flowers, because there's a lot of romance in the air for you. Emotional healing. As your heart heals of old emotional pain, you receive new blessings and love. So it could have to do with a cycle that you've broken, or something that you finally left behind you. And this opened new doors for you to meet someone new. So that's my message for you, my amazing Capricorn. I'm sending you so much love and so much happiness. And until next time, let's move on to Aquarius. So, Aquarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising. We have, of course, on the 9th of August, the full moon in your sign in Aquarius at 16 degrees. So, especially you will be highly impacted if you have a 16-degree or around 16-degree Sun, Moon, and Rising. Okay. And for you, it's going to be a month where you're going to awaken to a lot of truths. Okay. It's almost like it's revealing a lot of truths. So, when it comes to relationships, because we have Mercury retrograde in the seventh house up until the 10th of August, and it's opposing Pluto retrograde. So whatever needs to be healed when it comes to old relational patterns, maybe some of you are even going to talk to someone you've dated or you've been in a relationship before, and you're going to see the truth of a situation. Okay. And it's up to you, right? If you can heal it. because I never want to force healing. Healing happens when you're ready, but you're going to see a lot more truth. And also in your current partnership, you're going to see a lot more clearly, like, am I suiting? Am I good with this person? Am I not? But the best is to make decisions. If you want to make this kind of decision, to wait after Mercury is direct, because then the energy of communication will flow a lot easier. Because Mercury retrograde can make you a bit confused. Like, what is that I want? I'm not sure. Is this the right person for me? So wait until after. Then your mind will become more clear. Okay. Um, yeah, it also triggers a new beginning for you. So a new path that you're going to take. And for some of you, it could really trigger also a new job, because Venus and Jupiter are in the sixth house. So this could mean that you're getting a praise at work. People really appreciate what you're doing. You could be getting more clients or changing jobs. Now, the sixth house is your day-to-day work. So if you change jobs, it's probably gonna be in a similar field, right? What you're doing already, but you could get some more money because we have the North Node there in the second house this month, trining Jupiter. So this new job will give you more money if you're looking for a new, yeah, a new workplace. And if you're working with clients and you're a freelancer, you might definitely get a lot more clients, okay? A lot more clients want to work with you. So work is very positive. And I already got a card. They already want to come out. I will read them to you later. And we also have this new moon in the sign of Virgo on the 23rd of August in your eighth house. Okay. So there could be some money coming in through insurance or your pension or something, money could be coming in. Maybe at first you lost something like an item, and now you're getting the money back, or things are going to be arranged. Okay. um yeah, it's not the very best time to do any investments. Okay. Because we have the south node in the eighth house, so it's more focused on making money. It's not so focused on sharing joint bank accounts or those kind of things, right? Because actually it might drain your money if you're gonna do a joint bank account, or start it now, I want to say, right? Or getting new papers done, that can wait. I would wait a little bit, but at least anything that needed resolution will get resolution right now. um yeah, so Pluto is also by the end of the month opposing Venus. And here you're going through, there's so many transformations that you're going through, that everything that is not authentic about you and about others will go. So you will see the more you're gonna grow and heal, some people will leave. And this is nothing to be scared about. This is just you growing, you changing, and it doesn't always resonate with the same people. But Pluto is gonna make you hyper aware of what is happening around you. Okay. So what do we have here? Yeah, the new moon in Virgo is also squaring Uranus in the fifth house. So unexpected, maybe expenditures. Okay, so it's not a good time for gambling or things like that, speculation, things like that. It could get the right way, but as an astrologer, it's not a good, you know, it's a square. So it could be either way. You could win something or you could lose something. Also, with pregnancy, be very, very careful right now that you treat your belly very with love and peace, and that you don't do too many shocking movements. Okay. What do I get? This is a day of completion. So, Aquarius, like, there's just so much happening in your life, but it's getting you towards completion in the sense of you're gonna get to know yourself better than ever. And some people are obviously more open to healing than others, but a lot of people that weren't maybe into self healing will become more open to that. I know and affirm that I am one with the infinite power. Everything in my life falls into place easily and effortlessly. So it's about being aware of situations, but also letting it go, letting it flow. And yeah, some of you will start new hobbies that really is, I almost want to say, everything that you're learning, all the cycles that you're going through, right? Especially with this new moon in Virgo, eighth house is about cycles. All these cycles that you're learning about, there is a message that you're sharing with other people through your work. Okay. Let's see. I am a pure spirit. So this is purification, purification for a lot of you. Okay. And if you're traveling this month, also get make sure you're double checking everything. Okay. And doing sports, but not too extreme, because we have Mars who wants to go fast, fast, fast. And it's opposing Saturn, which is like, take your time, take it slow. Same with studying. You're going to have to reread things or rewrite things a few times before you get it right. But this is for you to become more aware, and it's long term. So you're going to remember things long term that you did. Even though it took a lot of effort, these are the things that you're going to be so proud of, most proud of ever. I recognize the true beauty of my being. I am the spirit of love shining brightly. Okay? So, you're going to be these people, I'm not going to say you, but this is definitely a lot of you, that even though things don't always go your way, you always shine brightly because you know that life can change at any point. And even if things are not 100% in your lane, they will align once you align with yourself. Okay? They will align again once you align with yourself, no matter what the planets are saying. If you get the hang of this, they will align with you. So this month, brilliant for work. You can get good news about your health as well. Like if there was any health problem, you might get really good news about that. Be careful with a bit of self-indulgence. This you might want to eat a lot of sweets and candy and things like that, but be gentle with yourself. So I'm getting spring and I'm getting sun. Like some of you have a sun. Okay. Some of you getting a son or expecting a son, right? We do have Uranus in the fifth house, unexpected child. And also goodbye to the old, hello to the new. Well, this is very resonating with what we just talked about. Like you're going through massive transformation. And once you align with where you're supposed to be, Pluto will reward you. Okay. And I know what I'm talking about because I have Pluto on my ascendant and I've had all the transformations, constant transformation in my life. And the moment I just accept them are the moments that things actually turn out really well. As long as you don't go into manipulation or controlling, that's actually not the idea. Pluto wants you to have inner power and inner strength, but not controlling on the outside. People who control on the outside, they have no control of themselves on the inside. So let me repeat that one more. People who control on the outside have no control of themselves on the inside. Okay, this is about letting energies flow and see where's your boundaries. This I like, this I don't like. If you don't know that about yourself, you might want other people to do what you don't know how to do for yourself. Or if you attract these type of people, it's very much because they don't know how to control things within themselves. Okay, so that's my message for you, my amazing Aquarius. Thank you so much for being here, and until next time, bless you. Let's move on to Pisces. So Pisces, sun, moon, and rising. Very, very good news for you because this month we have Venus and Jupiter in a fellow water sign, right? And during this full moon in Aquarius, they will even be in a conjunction with each other and the days before and after, and especially highly impacted around this full moon in August, if you have Pisces, Sun, Moon, and Rising around 12 degrees, so 5 degrees up and down, will be very impacted. And it's in the fifth house. So if you don't want children, my lovely Pisces, be very, very careful. It's all about fertility. Fertility, so creating children, but also creating new projects, creative projects. This is your most creative time ever. So, whatever ideas you have, let them flow and have lots of fun with it. When you have fun with it and it takes no effort, this is what you need to do. Okay. So this full moon is going to be in your 12th house. So some of you are going to be working from home on something, being in a full alignment, in the flow. Okay. Now we do have Mercury retrograde up until the 10th of August. So there might be some miscommunications at work. It's opposing Pluto in the 12th house. So there could even be some jealousy happening, maybe because you are working on your own stuff on the side. Um, Also health wise, make sure you double check everything. So whatever comes up now, rest when you need to and go to the doctor as well if something comes up that makes you doubt about something. Okay. So yeah, miscommunications at work could be happening, but it is really a brilliant time for you. And we also have the North Node in your sign, and it's trining. Jupiter is trining your North Node, so definite a shower of blessings and things that are going in a new direction, right? Saturn now is out of your sign, so a lot of you get that relief and release. It's coming back in the sign of Pisces, but for now, it's really the heaviness feels uplifted in the month of August. So rest, work on your new projects, ignore gossiping colleagues, don't ignore your health. Do look at that, at your diet. Um, Uranus is now in the fourth house, so some of you feel called to travel more. Maybe you're traveling for work, or you're becoming more like a digital nomad. Maybe you want to, yeah, live where you work where you live, or live in a kind of a different situation, like a community, or living off grid, or living in the shared building with people. You're gonna do something else, okay? Something else that will really realign with you. You want to feel free from within, okay? So, sort of like a big freedom. Watch out for money, okay? Spending too much money, especially around this full moon, Mars will be opposing Saturn in the second house. So money might be a little bit difficult at the moment, okay? So save money if you can, distribute it in the best ways you can. This is about money management and knowing how to manage your money. So don't make any uh, like rash investments right now, because Mars wants you to do rash stuff or impulsive things, or paying a lot of money for, I don't know, dates that you're not really into. Talking about dates, this is a lovely time for love, Pisces. Lovely time for love. So if you do want to date, make sure you spend your money on the person you actually like. Okay. And I know there's a lot of high value this, high value that, but if you don't have the money to pay for a lot of things, especially as a man, because you're the one who needs to pay, right? Like, you won't match then with someone who wants high standard dinners, which is okay, because you don't want to be in a relationship with someone that wants someone extremely rich then, right? Happiness doesn't equal money, but money is helpful, right? So you need to also spend it on the right person. But definitely a good time to meet someone new. And with the South Node in the seventh house, because we have a new moon in Virgo on the 23rd of August, keep your eyes open for love. So if you're looking for love, this is a wonderful, wonderful time. This whole month of August, but especially after Mercury retrograde, is a wonderful time. Okay. But because the South Node is in the seventh house, it could be that you're meeting someone from the past. that you are redating, dating again, and see where that takes you. Okay. I am wonderful. I create wonderful new beliefs for myself. So you're creating this positive thoughts for yourself. My consciousness is now being filled with positive thought patterns that contribute to my health, wealth, and loving relationships. So your positive thoughts will definitely attract a lot of good things in your life. So especially Pisces rising, this is a very good time for you. I let my whole being vibrate with light. So you're going to have a lot more energy, and that's going to draw a lot of people to you. I know that the universal power is everywhere in every person, place, and thing. So good, good times. Good time for you, Pisces. Many good things happening. Um, watch out if you don't want to get pregnant or make someone pregnant, because this is definitely the month that that can happen. Uh, good luck with hobbies, creative projects. You can actually get a lot of gain from if you're going on social media or you're launching any kind of creative project, or you're an actress or an actor. Amazing time. Okay. Amazing time. You're going to have this childlike energy that makes you super magnetic. So, wishing you all the best, my lovely Pisces. And until next time, bless you, bless you, bless you.